Today on Fly Rod Chronicles, I traveled down historic Route 219 in West Virginia with my oldest daughter, Lakin. Route 219 follows the old Indian warpath known as the Seneca Trail, and the history in this area is only surpassed by the trout fishing.
Woo-hoo! Fish on!
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah. Stick around, it's gonna be a heck of a show.
Traveling the world, fishing, enjoying the great outdoors. Those are things that would have seemed impossible to me when I was a kid growing up in the mountains of West Virginia. I'm a lucky man, and I never want to forget it, and I'm hoping that sharing my experiences with folks will inspire them to do the same. I'm Curtis Fleming, and these are my Fly Rod Chronicles.
You know, there's so many aspects to fly fishing that I love, but the thing that I love the most is the bonding that you get with your family and friends. My daughter's coming home from college, Lakin, and just finished her sophomore year.
Oh boy, it's been a long semester. It's been way too long. I'm ready to be home.
Hopefully, she's gonna go with her old man. I'm gonna surprise her, and it's gonna be like a West Virginia history lesson.
I just wrapped up my sophomore year at WVU as a pre-med major, and I cannot wait to get home and relax. Oh, I knew he'd be in there. At least that's what I thought I was going to be doing, until Dad mentioned something about a big fishing trip.
Everybody loves the last day of school, right?
Yes.
I hated it because it was the start of summer school for me.
I've heard.
I know. But what I used to do when school was out, I would go fishing.
You know, I was really looking forward to relaxing, but this doesn't sound too bad.
I looked forward to getting on Route 219 in West Virginia. It's a beautiful drive, and much of this route follows the old Indian warpath known as the Seneca Trail.
You know, driving down Route 219 with my dad in the driver's seat and windows down, it was beautiful. It was breathtaking, to be quite honest. I didn't realize the beauty West Virginia had, and that I only had to travel a few miles down the road to see it.
You know, Lakin, being a former educator myself, it is very important in the summer that you don't let your mind rest, that you keep it sharp. You do understand that, right?
Yes, that's called summer school.
I know, I had to go to a lot of summer school. Going down Route 219, I mean, that's the way we went skiing, that's the way we went camping, hunting, but to come out and go fly fishing is pretty incredible. I mean, you can smell it in the air.
You good?
You set?
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Going up and down the road, I didn't realize that there's that much history, that there's that much that's taken place over the years on 219. Again, we used it for recreation. This time, we used it for history class. So, Lakin, we're rolling through Beverly, West Virginia. I mean, it's just unbelievably the wealth of history. I can't tell you how many times I've been through here, but we're actually going to stop. They've got a museum, and we're going to stop and physically get out and take this in.
Beverly is one of those places where it's like stepping back in time. Beverly was one of the first settlements west of the Allegheny Mountains and dates back to the Revolutionary War period. By the Civil War, Beverly was a major crossroads and stage for many historic Civil War battles. After the Civil War, the city of nearby Elkins boomed and left Beverly largely undeveloped. As a result, Beverly today preserves a unique look into former times.
Lakin, come check these out here real quick. These black and white photos, I mean, like some of them are 1700s. I mean, they go way back. I mean, there could be some photos of your mom in here.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dad.
So this is General Lee. I'm pretty sure there's a statue up on this hill that I'd love to take you to see before we set up camp this evening.
All right, let's do it. Coming down to this part of West Virginia, I can honestly say I learned more about the Civil War than I did back in a classroom in high school. And I truly do believe that anyone can get a whole lot more of knowledge actually going and experiencing certain things and going out in the real world and traveling than they can in a classroom.
So like in this statue here of General Lee, he is the symbol for all the Confederate soldiers that was killed in Randolph County in this area. You know, there was Union and Confederate soldiers throughout in West Virginia. We had brothers fighting against brothers because it was divided down the middle, and it was the Confederate against the Union. You know, we're here to fish, but it's crazy how many people, whether it's a Sunday drive or will just come over in this area and take Route 219 to be able to just see the history.
It's beautiful. Now I know why so many people take that day trip down Route 219 to see the breathtaking views that they do.
All right, we're gonna take a break, come back to more Fly Rod Chronicles right after this.
This segment is brought to you by TU's Veterans Service Partnership.
Welcome back to Fly Rod Chronicles. We're in central West Virginia, up in the mountains, and we're getting ready to get on some trout. The thing is, in the small streams, you gotta go smaller in equipment. So we broke out small rods, 3 weights, 2 weights. We had to go with smaller flies, smaller bugs, smaller line. Everything's smaller when you fish this type of water. So we're gonna start you out with the stimulator.
Alrighty. What is that?
The stimulator, it's an attractor fly. It can be a caddis fly, it can be a stone fly, but it's about getting that fish to come up and rise. And so we're gonna stimulate them a little bit.
All right.
All right. You know, when we got here and we saw that the water was low, and especially this early in the season, it's kind of a Debbie Downer. I mean, you think, oh man, you know, we got to work that much harder. But it makes you become a better fly fisherman because there's a lot of factors that comes into play. Stealth. You got to be stealthy. You got to sneak up on these fish. You got to play the sun. You know, the first giveaway, I saw a bird go over a pot of fish, and that bird's small shadow spooked those fish. A big fat guy like me, you will spook fish. So you have to be stealthy. So we're gonna come in behind them, because the fish, if the water's coming this way, they're always facing which way?
Upstream.
Upstream. So we wanna get behind them. Put your rod tip over here, because you don't want the fish to see it. Sneak down in here. The first thing we have to do, we got to figure out what the fish are feeding on. You know, it's dropped down into the 30s at night, and we're looking at 70 degrees right now. So huge temperature drop, which means a complete different diet for the fish. So we had a couple options. Early in the morning, there wasn't a lot of bugs rising, but there was things moving through the stream.
When fishing small waters like this, it's important not to make too many casts with the wrong fly. We had a few great drifts with the stimulator, and they didn't eat. So instead of beating up the water with more unnecessary casts, we took a second to tie on a dropper, hoping the trout would take a subsurface nymph.
So the best part about trout fishing is we got to find out what they're eating. Right now they're not really coming up on top. So we're going to drop this little soft tackle off the bottom.
Okay.
So we're only going to drop about 10 inches here with this dropper. You know, we're all familiar with the match the hatch. Figuring out what the fish are eating is the name of the game. Punch it, babe. Nice. Okay, watching that fly. We're watching it. Watching it. Go, set. You got it. Now,
Yeah.
Okay, now start going to the hole. Okay, stop. Okay, come down this way. Come down this way. Bring the fish out of there. Good job. Bring the fish over here to me. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
rainbow trout.
Heck yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at the gill plate on this.
That's
look.
beautiful.
Come here. Now look right at his nose. Look where that soft hackle is. Look at that gill plate. See, that popped out?
Mm-hmm.
So you got that there. I'm gonna put him back in the net.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It's time for Trout Unlimited's Release of the Week.
Gonna let him get his energy. You're gonna reach down and you're gonna grab him and you're gonna put him right here.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Just lift him up 2 inches. Pick him up out. Sit right there. Wow.
That was awesome.
Huh?
That was awesome.
Is that cool?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's get more.
Let's get more. Let's do it. Good job.
Closed captioning is provided to you by Buff, the original multifunctional headwear.
You know, when we were scouring through this water and we found out that it was low, the first thing we learned this morning is the fish were held up in faster water and deeper pools. There's more oxygen in that running water, so you'll see them pod up in those areas also to where they can't be prey, and they'll get up in that and hide. So for us, it was a learning lesson today to get into those deeper pools in the faster running water. There he is, right there, right there. You gonna net one for me?
Yeah.
All right. Let's bring him down here away from those other ones.
All right.
All right. Oh, we got a little rainbow?
I think so. Got him.
All right, good job. Let's take a peek at him here. Little rainbow up here in the mountains of West Virginia.
I'm loving it.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is so cool. He is wily. He's wanting to go. Okay. The low clear water has presented some challenges, but there's nothing better than having that crystal clear water and being able to sight fish. There he was. Came right up and just took it. I got to watch that, the whole thing. Jeez! Where's my net, girl? There you go. Good job, Lakin.
Woohoo!
So we hit that silver creelix. Let's get this trout back in. There you go. Ah, took off, didn't it?
Yeah.
We just figured out that they are hitting the creelix. The silver double barbell creelix.
That's crazy.
We've tried everything.
Yeah.
We can see him, but I seen him come up and hit that. So with this creelix, put your rod tip down,
Okay.
start stripping. Okay, strip a little faster, strip a little faster, a little faster. Take your rod tip up and you got it.
I got one.
Okay, there you go. Okay, now just hold on to him, hold the
Okay.
rod. Just hold your rod tip up.
Okay.
Okay, keep attention on him. That's it.
Woohoo.
Now he's going nuts. Very good, very good. If he wants to go downstream, let him go downstream. Keep that rod tight. Keep it tight, that's it. Let's bring it right down here into this. Good, good. Now we got him in some slack water. Pull him to me. Right here in this slow water. Keep it tight, keep it tight. There you go, good job.
All right.
Come over here, I'm gonna show you something.
Okay.
It's Westerville Ecological Services. Time for conservation.
Very important, catch and release. Conservation, getting this fish back. You know, you fought him for a long time. You can see he's laboring right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even have to touch this fish. We can literally move the net down, let the fish swim out on its own. We didn't put our hands on the fish. We didn't touch it. That's what it's about. Putting that thing back. Look at it. It's already back to its regular strength. That fish will live another day longer. Give someone else a chance, like your little sister, to come up here and catch it.
All right.
Pretty cool, huh?
It is. It's very cool.
Yeah.
I know Dad does a lot of fly fishing, and I know there's a lot that comes behind it and with it, but I really didn't completely understand the concept of conservation before today and how important it is to take care of the fish while doing that certain catch and release, and I'm really glad he taught me a lot about that. It gives me a whole other insight on it.
Face him upstream. There you go. And he's off. How cool is that?
Awesome.
Huh?
Awesome.
Well, let's catch a few more.
Okay.
We'll take a commercial break,
All right.
but we gotta catch a few more.
Okay.
Come back to Fly Rod Chronicles right after this. You know, this place is very special. A, the fishing is phenomenal. The fishing makes you want to come back. B, the history. Until this trip, I had no idea how much history that exists right here in the areas that I choose to fish. See, it's West Virginia. It's wild and it's wonderful, and it's just a place that makes you feel at home and makes you always want to come back.
Oh, Dad! Got a real big one down here.
You do, don't you? Wow. What do you got?
Rainbow trout.
Oh, you got a beast. There. Oh, good fish. You know, Lakin has really got hooked into this fly fishing. Any chance that she's got downtime, she is out practicing. She's taking it serious. So with her practicing in the spring in her free time, it was neat to go out on this water and see her take her practice and put it to use. So, Civil War, you kind of studied that in school, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, a lot of history right here. I mean, literally, soldiers fought in these fields, in these hills right here. And what's great about this area, you never know what's around the bend. You know, I enjoyed showing Lakin ramps. Popular in West Virginia is these ramps. These are wild ramps. This is a delicacy in West Virginia. I think the folks down in Tennessee, they call them leeks. But to us, they are West Virginia ramps. And that's about as pretty as they get right there.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It is.
You know, anytime you have that golden opportunity to go fishing with your daughter, it should always be more than just fishing. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed showing her around where I grew up, my old stomping grounds. And, you know, I learned more about her as a young lady just spending time on the water with her today.
I've always said that when I grow up, I want to move, if not down south, then definitely out west because of the mountains and just the scenery in general. I really didn't know that this part of West Virginia existed, and driving down Highway 219, I realized that I don't really need to go that far to see that beautiful scenery. I just need to take a drive down south.
Oh, right at that root, look at that, at the root. Oh no, no, no. Go, get out of there. Lakin, can you net this for me?
Yeah.
Oh, here. I'm gonna try to bring him back up to you.
Okay.
I'm coming right over your head.
All right.
There, right there, right there. Yes. No, get it, Lakin. All right. Oh my gosh. Keep him in the water.
All right.
How crazy is that?
You mean have a fly rod?
All right. To have the opportunity to be able to spend time with my daughter in a place where I grew up means more to me than anyone will ever know. You know, we got to take in the Civil War and history. We got to take in fishing, what ultimately this show's about. It's about fishing. But you know, I preach to people, take a kid fishing, take someone fishing. If you ever have that opportunity to take your daughter fishing, be able to spend that time out with her, That is an unbelievable trip.
You know, I really was looking for that relaxation after school got out, and I think I got it. I think I truly got to be out in the outdoors and hanging out with Dad, and got to learn a lot more about fly fishing than I knew before, and it was definitely relaxation at its finest.
Well, thanks for coming up, hanging out.
It has been my pleasure.
We have a short drive home,
Yes, we do.
and we get to look at the scenery all the way.
All right.
So you guys out there, thanks for tuning in to Fly Rod Chronicles. Come back next week.
I'd find a real job, but it's too late. I'm just a fishing bum. If I don't have the gas, then I stick out my thumb. I've gotta get there one way or another. I'm a fishing bum.